I started, this is where it came from.
Yeah.
I started selling stereo equipment out of the trunk of my car when I was a young kid, okay? So
Yes.
I was a hustler.
That's what it's about.
So really, I'd go to different neighborhoods, stereo equipment, me and my buddies, our cars filled with stuff. 21 years old.
Okay.
So 21, 22, 23. So here I am, I'm selling stereo equipment out of the trunk of my car, and I'd buy the stuff in Manhattan. I'd go out to different neighborhoods, and I'd walk in and say, hey, can you use anything for, I'm sorry. I'd walk in and say, how you doing? I've got a great deal on stereo equipment for the house or car. Could you use anything for yourself today? Because you have to sell them today, right? And so this was, I've got
This is amazing. You still have a script.
So yeah, for years. So by the way, a gazillion hysterical stories and adventures that this, could you imagine a bunch of young guys, the adventures you get yourself into, the people that you meet. It's a complete book, just that. So what happens is once in a while, the stereo equipment, some people thought it was hot. It wasn't hot. I was a good kid.
Okay.
So sometimes it would go wrong. Now, I'm this kid in the street, okay, in the car, walked into your place of business. Not that you have a stereo. You could be in a pizzeria. You could be working behind the counter. You could be in the haircut. Haircutters were great, by the way. So, but you'd go where there would be money because there's a cash register there. They could borrow money from their boss. They had money in their pocket. So you'd go where people had money. And sometimes it would break. And what would happen is now they figured I'm screwed. They would call me, and I was always a good kid. I did it because I was a good kid. I would go back, drive back wherever it was. Now, it might not have been the next day, but I would make sure, took care of them, replaced it, gave them a brand new. And they were so shocked that this kid who sold me a stereo from the trunk of his car thought I'd never see him again. I call him, he answers, he comes back, he gives me a brand new one, makes sure I'm happy. They felt obligated to tell every person they knew about me. They felt obligated to buy more. Even if they didn't need it, they would be buying more stuff. They would almost be guilty. So I was like, holy cow, it's almost better if something breaks. Now, I wouldn't want to promote it that way anyway, but
we got you.
Yeah, it's almost better if something breaks and you have the opportunity to show your character. And if you are given an opportunity, so negatives can be a great opportunity. It's not the problem. We've all heard this, but it's not the problem. It's how do you handle the problem? And whatever business you're in, if you do that, you build trust.
What made you bring that first one back?
It's just the right thing to do. It's just the way I was wired. I have to.
Wiring.
It's just the way you're wired. Just the way. I mean, how could you not? I mean, you. And this goes back to that conversation with the customer. Picture yourself as the customer. Don't picture yourself as the salesperson. What does the customer need to know? And if you can empathize to a degree where you're looking at it through their lens instead of yours, boy, everything becomes easy. I shouldn't say easy, but it becomes easier.